Member for West Vancouver, Capilano.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Despite the largest inflationary deficit in BC's history, this NDP government has utterly failed to deliver on their signature election promise of universal $10 a day childcare. Access is getting worse, not better. Over 10,000 fewer children are in childcare, with parents often facing a 3-year nightmare wait list. Under this unfair, mismanaged and unaffordable system, while one family wins the child care lottery, 9 others have to pay costs akin to a mortgage. Never has government spent more to achieve less. As debts skyrocket and the cost of living crisis gets worse, how does the Premier explain his utter failure to deliver the $10 a day child care that families were promised 7 years ago?
Minister of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I stand with great pride to speak about the $10 a day program. I stand with great pride to speak about the childcare and what we have done in this province, because the members on that side of the House, they cancelled the childcare program in the early 2000s. They refused to act on childcare costs, unlike this government on this side of the House. My goodness, Mr. Speaker.
Members, one at a time, please. Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Over 120,000 families are seeing savings of up to $900 per month, and that's a game changer for families. Thousands of parents are paying $10 a day for childcare. We've funded more than 34,000 new licensed care spaces, with more to come. I mean, it is unbelievable that they don't acknowledge the incredible work that is done. It's a 10-year program, and we started it in 2018, and they laugh. They laugh at the thousands.
Members will come to order. Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think they doth to protest too much, but you know, it's making a real difference for families in this province, and we are going to continue to support them. We're going to continue to support by not only building childcare facilities, by training early childhood educators, because we need those professionals to do the work, and there has been no support since before when they were in government for early childhood educators. I lived it. I know what it was like. So we are supporting with wages, we are supporting with training. We are going to make sure that we continue to provide affordable, quality childcare for people in this province.
Member for West Vancouver, Capilano, supplemental.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, that answer was just embarrassing. That was just embarrassing and insulting to British Columbians. The numbers don't lie here. Well, thank God we have federal funding for this program, but it was this NDP's signature election promise, not once but twice. Despite the largest inflationary budget in British Columbia's history, here's a number for you: less than 10% of childcare spaces promised are $10 a day, less than 10%. And MLAs here, everyone in this House, is inundated with horror stories from families shuffled between wait lists, paying crushing fees and soaring costs. Even the Canadian Centre for Policy Alternatives says it's a broken promise. A shocking 64% of children live in childcare deserts in British Columbia. As childcare deserts spread across BC, how much longer must families wait for this NDP government to keep its 7-year-old promise of universal $10 a day childcare?
Minister of Finance.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, BC is actually a leader on childcare. We brought the federal government to the table.
It's not a good idea to interrupt others, please. Let's listen to other side. Minister will continue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Since 2018, more than double the amount of money invested in childcare in this province is from BC. So let's give some figures to the members opposite. They seem to forget this. BC has invested $5.8 billion. The federal government, Mr. Speaker, has invested $2.7 billion, which we welcome. We welcome that money because we need it. We have also put over $2 billion back into the pockets of parents in this province. Mr. Speaker, we know.
Members, please continue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We know that there's more work to do, and we are doing it. We know that we need to create more spaces. We know we need to make sure that we have more early childhood educators in this province. And we are continuing to do that work because we know how important it is for people to get that affordable childcare. We only have to look at the single mom who was telling me she's gotten childcare. She is saving $2,100 a month on childcare. And they brush her off like she doesn't matter. Who cares about that individual? But, Mr. Speaker, she has got a good job. Her kids are in good quality childcare, affordable childcare. She is finally being able to make sure that she can put money aside so her kids are going to get a post-secondary education. And I hear hundreds and hundreds, thousands of those stories, as do most people throughout this House, on how beneficial affordable childcare is for mums and dads in this province.